Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Sunday night hang, the brainchild of a road trip to Nashville. Yep. I'm Ben. Of course, you knew that. It's my channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Of course, hit that like button. And, you know, what, like say, part of the inspiration, I said, hey, I'm doing this show on Sundays. He's like, I know, dude. I've been watching it for like 6 months. I'm like, yeah, it needs a name. Talking gigs and gear. I don't know. That doesn't really work because not everybody gigs and not everybody has much in the way of gear. And then we're just like, what's this road trip about? The hang. It's like, that's it. That's it.
That's true. It's all about
Brother Aaron.
What's up, man?
Yeah. Wow, we already got quite the group in here. The ne'er-do-wells and all. I'm going to let a few more people filter in before I do shout-outs tonight. Just saying, because, just... Although, BC Rich 581, he... You know how you love Will Varilla's sense of humor, Aaron?
Yes, I do.
BC doesn't keep limited to this channel. He'll find me in any channel and make comments like, Ben looks like a rundown elderly Freddie Mercury in that tank top.
Oh, well, okay.
Well, I decided to go with a tank top because, Aaron's been known to rock one on occasion.
I rock the tank quite a bit.
So, yeah. See, we've got Dan in New Jersey. There's our Hungarian homie, Music Therapy Laz. Guitar Man 45, Eddie Van Haskell, Basement Guitar Superstar, The Hitman, Dwight Bailey, JP Page 2, Mark Effects, Said with Love, I know, BC Rich. Other Left, Benjamin Payne, Hip Metal Works, Tinkerbell is here, awesome. Thomas Santiago, awesome. Symmetry, Scott Brockaway. Let's see, Billy Baloney. Who else we got in here? Vin's RJ, Mojo 67. Nice. Jack Collins, Paul McNary.
I just dropped the same goddamn pick twice.
Nice. Eric Salinas. I remember doing that at a show once, dropped a pick, which I didn't do often, grabbed another the same off the old stand, dropped it too. So I'm like, nope, grab a different one. It worked.
Yeah.
Apparently certain colors don't work on stage. Hey there, Simon Hosford. Great to see you. Not going to lie, I've been binge watching some of Simon's stuff recently on the old inner Google here.
Oh, that's
excellent work. Excellent work. And variety of musicianship.
I will check that out.
He's not a one-trick pony. Just saying.
Well, that's good.
Okay, so we'll call it, for Benjamin Payne and Simon's benefit, and those others that are like way over there or there, it doesn't matter at that point because they're right around the world. This is the Sunday night / Monday afternoon hang.
That'll work.
Yep.
So how's everyone been?
Well, Symmetry says, woo, time for a shot of bourbon, I think. Let's get the party started.
Well,
I always say, you always got to keep your favorite cold snack handy.
This is true.
Speaking of that road trip, I remember we packed up a bunch of cold snacks in the cooler, and then you're like, oh crap, I got to grab gas. I only got like quarter tank. I'm like, all right. So we stop for gas, and I pick up some more cold snacks.
I got tea.
Then, well, that's included in the cold snacks, because you got going down the highway, you got the driver's side and you got the drinker's side. So. And then we went through that tank of gas in a few hours. And so we stopped for another tank of gas and I grabbed some more cold snacks. And we still ended up running out of cold snacks halfway through our stay in Nashville.
This is true.
Ian Nunez, William De Silva.
Yep. Hey, William.
Tom, Brody's Jam Cave.
Tommy, what's up, brother?
Pick color does add 5 to 10% more tone. Other left, you are correct. Different color depending on which genre of music you're playing, too.
Yeah, I suppose that makes some sense.
Basement Guitar Superstars asks how your gig was the other night. Well, we were talking, wait for a few people to fill in. We were going to attempt to show Aaron's show vlog from Wednesday night. Well, now we probably can because the one and only Quentin F. and James is here.
Hey, Pops.
Nice. How y'all doing? Nice. Did you Quentin there was trolling RJ yesterday?
Well, Quentin trolls everyone, so
yeah. Well, he jumps in. I don't know. Like RJ's 5 minutes from ending the show. He goes, "I just got here. Can you start over?" It was one of the, how RJ is with the comments, and all of a sudden that one just popped right out at him.
Well, I know it's not because he was looking for pants, so I wonder why he was late.
No.
Maybe there was another pooling of police officers outside of his residence.
There we go. Chasing Tone with Ben and Aaron. Yeah. Charles 75N. Special shout out to Charles 75N. I put out the call to arms, if you will, the other night saying, the views were down on the channel. Could I hit 1,000 videos on the channel recently, which is a lot more than a lot bigger channels than mine. I'll tell you that much. Not a lot of channels have 1,000 videos. Quantity over quality is my idea. And I said, why don't you go watch a few videos, get the old numbers up. Next thing I know, I'm just getting the notification every 10 minutes or so from Charles watching another video. Now watching another video, leaving a comment.
No.
It's like, perfect. Love it. Nick KB Music's here. Great to see Nick in the house. Janice Lala. Terry Himes. Who else did I see here? The Feel Button. Nice. And I should also mention 1 week from tonight, next Sunday, going to do a community hang. So any alumni of the hang that want to return to hang for all or part of the show, you're open invite to all you folks. Hit me up on the contacts. I'm looking at you, Tinkerbell.
How's Bent Tom been? Is he feeling better?
Bent Tom missed last week's Canucks show, but was on last night on Show Me Your Pick with Fruitcake Tony. And they had, I want to say his name was Michael Richardson,
Okay.
who played, because I can't remember exactly which, Striper and Night Ranger.
Holy cannoli.
Yeah, nice. Scott Brockway, I was thinking of you too.
Yeah, don't be shy. Hit Ben up. It's the whole point of a community hang.
Nice. I dig that. Simon says, because it's 10 a.m. Monday morning for him, so it's it's coffee time with RJ, Aussie style.
Yeah.
Right? Because I get to tune in at 10 a.m. Saturdays for RJ. So awesome.
Nice.
That's so cool.
How are you, Janice?
Oh, dear Lord. There he is. The one and only down and back with Corn Doug. Sup, Cousin Doug? I'm here, but the side effects of shot 2 are kicking my ass. Well, Aaron got shot too.
Wah, wah, wah.
Oh, you even got a sticker. They never get.
That's a Band-Aid. I was bleeding this time. First time I didn't bleed, and first time I was just sore. This time I've been a little under the weather, a little hot, cold, hell of a headache.
Gauntlet thrown down. Benjamin Payne says, I've noticed that everyone asks to like and subscribe and share, but never to join the channel. I wonder why that is. 2 reasons. 1, not everybody has channel membership. And 2, Gauntlet thrown. Please like, share, subscribe, and join, Benjamin Payne.
I see.
And anyone else in the whole entire marble known Third Rock from the Sun. There's Michael B.
Yes, indeed.
Just popping in. Awesome. Perry Richardson. Thank you. Previously Firehouse and toured on bass with Trace Atkins. Wow, that's quite the variety of music.
Yeah.
Striper, Trace Atkins. Yep.
The other left, I'm allowing that because it is 100% how I feel.
You're more than welcome for the shout out, Charles.
Yeah, I mean.
Yes, Basement Guitar Superstar. Sure. Hit me up. We'll make a list. Maybe Terry 3 times, as Adam D calls him. What's up, Terry 3 times?
Terry 5G. Yeah, no.
Since he's mod tonight, I call him Terry 3 Strikes.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we've been out. We've played 2 shows back so far. We played one. The first one back was I mean, the shows couldn't have been more different in terms of the first one was at a massive venue that has national acts, and we were supporting a band from Michigan. And the best sound guy I've ever had in my life. We played, you know when you get done with a gig and you know, like, man, we nailed that. Like, if it sounds as good out there as it sounds up here, that was a good show. That was the first show. Like, it was a good turnout, but I didn't know how it was going to be. It was much more spaced out. So 50 people looked tiny because the room was massive. And then,
why don't we show them this?
Oh, well, yeah, we can show them. The second one was a much more intimate,
right?
Hole in the wall pubby type place, and it was packed in the crowd.
Which is my favorite places to play. Small, hot. I usually end up shirtless.
Yep. I mean, dude, but they had people out back with the door open. They had people out front looking through the glass window, standing room only inside. It was incredible to have music back at the Drunken Donut. So, I mean, yeah, go for it.
What's up, Mike Leister, fellow Canuck?
You've never heard us, so give you a little bit of an idea of what it sound like.
Let's see if we can do this.
Why not?
All right. There.
Whether audio or not, it's going to be the real question.
Yeah. You might just get audio through my speakers back into the mic. I don't know. Let's see here. Chrome tab. There. There. There.
Thank God for flight cases.
Is it coming through? Let us know, folks.
So that was that.
And there we go. Re-enabled echo cancellation. I see how Basement Guitar Superstar is like audio. Yeah, I'm like, oh, I think Scott Brockway mentioned it too. So I disabled the echo cancellation. Hopefully it came through a little bit better. But I'll throw a link to the same video right there in the chat. So check it out, folks.
Yeah, I mean, I post everything on the band's YouTube channel. So if you want to hear it on your own audio quality, you can go ahead and, take a little gander. Maybe subscribe if you have not already subscribed. That'd be cool.
Here. Got a few comments. Benjamin Payne says, looks like fun, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff K says, Aaron, dude, you rock. Dig the energy. Yep.
Thanks.
That's why I got in. I was like, there is that Ken McNeil scream, as I call it. Which, for those who don't know, Ken McNeil, singer for Rusty.
Yep. Oh, Music Therapy Laz. What's up, brother? Leave it to Laz to say something awkward.
Basement Guitar Superstar, thank you very much, sir. Thanks for putting up with me, sir. Well, I'll put up with you some more next Sunday, I guess. I think we communicate through the emails. I can't remember. I like you last week, Aaron, when China Mike's like, Aaron, you want to come on? I'll email it to you. You're like, Ben sends me the link through Messenger.
Yeah. It's true.
Because it's easy. That's how I do it.
It is.
Laz is in for a gang hang.
Somebody's jealous of my beard. Oh, man, you got to have higher standards than that.
I almost trimmed my beard today.
This started off as a joke amongst coworkers. We were going to grow our beards until we didn't have to wear masks. And 11 months later, it's almost, down here and homeless looking. And now it's become almost a point of pride where I'm like, I can't shave it. I got to keep.
What's up, Curtis R? Somebody was asking what your preferred weapon of choice is these days. And that would have been, you were playing the Chapman, were you not?
No, I was playing my Reverb.
All right. Shows how much I was paying attention.
Move it, my guitar stand.
I probably went, he's probably playing his Chapman, so I didn't even bother looking.
That's my Reverb.
Nice.
It's my Warhawk. And then I was playing that. And then, as mentioned, my favorite guitar is actually this. This is
shape's right.
Best damn playing guitar I own. The neck on this is just perfection. But when you're playing in smaller clubs, especially, and you never know how the electricity is going to be, I chose humbuckers over P90s for noise. Rather than potentially deal with extra buzz, I decided to go with the humbuckers, and it ended up being a good decision.
What's up, Blackjack Guitar, Curtis R? Nice. Good crowd here. We got 49 people tuned in. So if you have any questions for either of us, ask away. Hey, Jason Riviera. It's pronounced bass. Subscribe to my channel.
This is what I took for the backup.
Nice.
That was the backup last show.
Hey, Jarrett. Basement Guitar Superstar says he has a Chapman ML3, and that's my favorite guitar as well.
Dude. I mean, you take out how people feel about Rob, or you take out how people feel about their business model, selling direct and stuff like that, and just focus on the guitars. The guitars are great. But I'm a huge fan of literally anything that comes out of World Manufacturing. Like, the higher end guilds come out of World Manufacturing, the higher end Schecters. I mean, I just think that factory is fantastic. But I mean, I love Reverend, I love Revolta, and they're both out of Mir Factory. So maybe I just have a thing for Korean guitars. I don't know.
I want to say a welcome to Jason here. Apparently, he's quite eager beaver looking for a shout out. Do you have any content on the channel? Because I don't even see an avatar at this point. I'm just saying.
No, I see BS.
Yeah, like you're going for hooks, but the channel name doesn't mention the name, match the name in the chat. You don't have an avatar. I don't know. Do you have any content? Do you play guitar? Just asking. Maybe I'll give you a shout out. Thank you, Terry. Posting links in the chat.
Oh,
I didn't even put links to Aaron's stuff in tonight's show because I forgot. Because that happens.
Oh, good. Benjamin Payne. Yeah, I'm a gear nerd, like you wouldn't believe. I use 10 to 52 strings, typically Ernie Ball. Well, typically always Ernie Ball, skinny top, heavy bottoms. I play everything in drop D. And then pedals, I have a small board that I used, which is a Polytune a Xander Circuitry, my favorite pedal company right there. Well, Xander and Earthquaker are my favorite, but Xander Circuitry, Foxton Woods Fuzz, Lawrence Petros designed Vermin, a Hudson Broadcast.
What's up, Frank Corcoran?
Matthews Effects Chemist. It
Tim Thomas?
has a Pog, a Mythos Mjolnir, and then that board has the old MASH function, Hall of Fame, and Flashback 2. But my big board, which Ben knows about, is in the process. I'm soldering up custom wiring and everything. I bought everything I could need, Mogami cable, all the Switchcraft tips and everything that I need. And that board is an ES8 and 19 flipping pedals. So
nice. Let's see here. Apparently, Buddy makes inspirational comments, but BS isn't very inspirational. Keep working, Buddy. Come back another time and try again.
Laz asked if I've played the Bit Commander. It's on the shelf right there. It's part of the board of 19. I've played around every Earthquaker pedal except for 2 at this point.
I'm going to one up on the gear questions tonight. Hey, there's Will Varela. First of all, just stopped by to say hello.
I love Will Varela.
Hello.
Hello. You handsome devil.
For instance, Jarrett had a question. What wireless system do you use, or do you use a cable? Now, I believe you're a cable guy. But because you're a gear nerd, I also want you to recommend a wireless unit.
Oh, Christ. I mean, I would depends on, I don't use wireless. I mean, unless you're.
Yeah. And I'm saying you don't have to get a Pro Shure system, because let's be honest, every rig rundown, everybody's using a Shure system.
Yeah. I mean,
so they must be really good, but I'm sure they ain't cheap.
No, the Shure ones are good. They're not stupid expensive. They're like
the Line 6 ones aren't bad. Isn't Line 6 do a combination tuner and wireless unit?
The G10 thing. Yeah, those aren't bad. It just depends on how far you're getting away from your stuff, what other RF interference you have. I use cables, and I use a Canadian company. My favorite cable company is Kirlin, Kirlin. In fact, look them up because they are excellent quality cables, and they're not beyond expensive.
Yeah, I figured as much T3 times, but I like it. So this is why Eddie Van Haskell is a moderator on my channel. No spam or promotion on your channel, otherwise you'll be placed in a stockade and mean people will throw rotting produce at you. Not just any people will throw rotting produce at you, but mean people. That means they're probably going to aim for your junk, and that's not nice.
Ben 80 gauge. Holy but Jesus.
All right, so what are you tuning to, Benjamin Payne? And are you playing a bass 6 and not like, I know it's a 6-string, but is it a baritone, or is it tuned like a baritone? All right, so I did also see this. I have to mention, what's up, Doc? He's been talking about this. $850 Canadian. Somebody can do the conversion. I think that's about $700 US for a San Dimas.
Good deal. I'd do it in a heartbeat.
You got to do it.
Those are great guitars.
That's right, Curtis. No fresh produce for you. G10s are a good unit. Hey, there's the House of Twang. Love that name. Oh, excuse me. Is there an application process for this mean people role? Well, chances are if you're a regular here, you're not a mean person and it won't work.
Laz, what do you mean you have Kirlin canned? I have no idea what that means. Canned?
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Will. I hope the tests come back well, and I hope you are feeling better soon. And definitely.
Well, I don't think Will's on Instagram. I was going to say I'll reach out to you and we'll talk on the side, but we normally talk through comments on YouTube, and that's not the appropriate place.
Hit up the email.
That's true. elvisbooking@gmail.com. Email me, Will.
Scott, that's Eddie's. That's Eddie handles that end of things. I'm just saying. Nice positive comments in there. We got 55 people watching.
Everybody send Will Varela all the positive vibes that you can. I mean, there's not a finer dude on the interwebs.
You didn't miss that, Jarrett. What amp and or cab do you use? Aaron?
What's that? Okay. Oh, I use 1x12 combos. I have a couple of different ones, but Hot Rod Deluxe most of the time. Big
Why?
fan.
Because it's neutral.
Anything flat, as you heard, my pedal board has 19 pedals. My small board has 9. So I just want it to be loud with plenty of headroom to be able to accept the pedals. And if it can do that, then we're good.
Laz says, sorry, man, it's windy out here. Vibe to text. So he's not voice to texting. He's vibe to texting.
Oh, he meant he has curling cables. Yeah, they're excellent. And they're great people, man.
Yep. Hey, Jamal. Great to see Jamal in here. And yes, all these well wishes for Will. Well wishes for Will. I can say that 3 times fast. Speaking of pedals, I think my Rainbow machine crossed the border.
That's good. Did you get it from where we said you were going to get it?
Our good friends at Tesi Switch.
You got it.
Well, yes.
Little plug.
Did Ben also use coupon code Canucks and save 15% on his Rainbow pedal? No.
No, he didn't.
No.
I have a Rainbow machine on the big board as well.
The reason Ben didn't is because Ben's a Tesi Switch artist, so Ben used his artist pricing.
Smart man. Yeah, no, another reason that I really like flat amps is I use a Mythos Mjolnir is always on. So it's like I'm never completely clean. I basically use the Mjolnir as my bass sound. So it's like, the clean sustain because it's a drive pedal and it's not one, I'm not using it. It's a Klon style pedal, but I'm not using it with like the drive all the way down. The drive is up around, 1, 2 o'clock. But the nice thing is that Mythos Mjolnir, if you dig in, you'll get some hair on it. If you play strummy, you get a nice, clean, pristine sound that sustains. So I need a nice flat amp, and I use that as my bass.
In transit since yesterday. Perfect. Somewhere between Toronto and Miami is my guess. My pedal is. Assuming it got on the right plane, because it wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, I got
Billy Baloney says the Rainbow machine scared me like a bad acid trip. That's exactly why I'm getting it.
What's funny is that's been my favorite pedal since it came out. And I remember, I've had 3 of them. When I sold the first one, a friend borrowed and never gave back. The second one I sold during my divorce. And I remember I was working at Guitar Center when it sold, and I came in from break and a guy was playing it, and he's like, with his buddies, like, this is completely unusable. There's nothing to do with that. And I walked over and I was like, may I? And I put it on my settings, and he was like, holy shit, what'd you just do? And I was like, those are my settings. And he's like, I'll take it. He bought it. So
and he probably carried it home. Don't touch the knobs. Don't touch the knobs.
Yeah, if you know how to set it. There's a million sounds in there. It's got some of the best chorus sounds you will ever find in there, but I know exactly how I like to set it. I always like to use, basically the tracking is at like -1/4 +1/4, or the pitch is -1/4 +1/4, tracking to taste, and then you put that magic switch right before it starts to oscillate, and it is unbelievable.
Nice. Got Zach Thong in the house. Great.
What's up,
Zach? Stealth Parrot. Hey, all, can't hang long. Just want to say hi. Watch some Albus videos today. Aaron, man, what a voice you have. Wow, reminded me of Ian Thornley at times. You guys are great.
Well,
I always say Ken McNeil from Rusty. Stealth Parrot will get that. He's from the London area, so he'll get that reference.
I appreciate the kind words. I've been at it a long time.
In fact, Rusty used to play London quite often. Just saying. Let's see. We got Tim Thomas in the house. Let's see. Scott Brockway says, Ben, I've got 3 TS clones, a Barkus Berry Super Boost, and a Fab Tone on the way. Well, you can keep your Fab Tone.
If anybody wants to get...
Is that like Dane Electro Fab Series Fab Tone? Because if it is... Nope. Rather own a Behringer. Gear Junkie 35 says, are there any inexpensive switchers for amp heads and cabs that aren't $400? Thanks, gents.
Sure there is.
Really?
Sure there is.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on
What's up, Poo Ninja?
what you're talking about. But I mean, if you're looking for just a cheap looper, a loop switcher for your pedals,
Oh, I know he wants an amp and cab switcher.
yeah, you can get a radial tone bone, those type of things like the ABY radio.
I pay about $400 though.
No, they're like $69 used.
Oh, well, there we are.
There you go. I mean, radio makes killer stuff. So,
Scott Barker says original Dano Fab tone in the big metal box.
oh, that could be cool.
No, it's not.
It
Nothing
could.
Dano Electro ever made was, well, no, they made cool stuff.
I was
Overpriced.
like, Dano makes cool stuff. It's just how
Overpriced.
not very rugged.
I don't think I ever had a Dano Electro pedal I liked.
Their new stuff's actually really good, like the
Although that cool vibe chorus, that wasn't bad. Although it sounded like shit at 9 volts and doubled and when you ran it at 18, it was overwhelming. So what do you want, the volume drop when you engage it or the volume boost when you engage it? It needs to, clearly it needed to run at about 12, 13 volts. I'm just saying, for that unity volume.
Their new stuff, since they've relaunched the stuff, like I said, the Eisenhower fuzz is really cool.
Right.
Both the fuzzes that they've released are pretty cool. The reissue of the Back Talk is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Poo Ninja, 12 volts. Let's see here. Where did I see? Gary Joke says, would like to swap 2 or 3 heads and 2 or 3 cabs. See, now I'm thinking if you want to say, okay, take this head and have it available to 3 cabs and, each of the 3 heads going to each of the 3 cabs, then you're getting into Dave Friedman's going to make you a box. Or Bradshaw's going to make you a box.
Or you're like an Ampete switcher, and that's more than $400.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I mean, depends on if you're staying at home and you're planning to shoot videos and switch between things.
Yeah, but if you want essentially like an ABY, but except to 3 or more, then the Dome won't. Yeah, Radial has you covered on that stuff.
Yep.
I don't know. Could you just cascade a few AB pedals into each other? To various off to off to off, like.
Yeah, the only issue that you're going to run into is potential phase. Exactly. Now, the nice thing about the radio stuff is they have phase cancellation and ground lift, but I don't know how that's going to translate when you start doing multiples of them.
Cheers, Pooh. Have a good one, my friend.
That's more. That's more for taking like 2 amps and making the second one in phase with the first one. I don't know how that's going to work when you start extrapolating it.
Here's another one we can drop in. Jarrett Beach asks, recommendations for a reverb pedal price.
Oh, I got reverb.
I don't know. What's the price of Lawrence's Cascade?
Yes, excellent pedal. $225, I think.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean,
you have to spend. I don't know. You can get cheaper ones, but
depends on what you want to do.
Yeah, do you want it to sound good, or you just want reverb? Do you want good reverb, or do you just want reverb?
Well, and the other thing is do you want plate reverb? Because that's what the Cascade is, and it is an immaculate sounding plate reverb. So if that's a plate reverb is what you're looking for, then hell yes, get yourself the Cascade. If you are wanting
the way that RJ was able to use almost like a looper, because it was able to drone out, I was just like, holy crap, you can do that with the reverb pedal?
Set the decay long enough, yeah.
Yeah. Made me rethink reverbs altogether. Then all of a sudden I was like, God damn it. See, I'm trying my hardest not to buy the Cascade because I don't want to buy every single pedal that comes out from Lawrence. And I figure if I don't buy everyone, then maybe he'll send me one for free. Because he's like, well, Ben's going to buy it anyways. Why would I send it to him to demo?
Yeah, I mean,
no, granted, I get a deal, but
if we want to get super nerdy, my big board is I have 3 things pretty much always on outside of the loop. I have the Mjolnir is always on, no questions about it. But then I either have on a Hall reverb and an analog delay. In this case, it's the Native Audio Ghost Ridge and the JHS Panther Cub V2. Or I have one or the other. It depends on the song. And then in the switcher is where it gets super nerdy. Bank 1 is 2 different fuzzes. It's a Keeley and the Xander. Bank 2 is my lower overdrives. That's a Greer Lightspeed and the Hudson Broadcast. 3 is my more distorted. That's the Vermin from Lawrence Petros and the 385 from Walrus. Loop 4 is my octave-based stuff. That's a Bit Commander and a Pog. 5 is my modulation. That's a Horizont from KMA Audio Phase Machine and a Solid Gold Effects, another Canadian company. New 33. And then 6 is the Rainbow Machine and the Old Blood Noise Endeavors Black Cap harmonic tremolo. And then 7 and 8 are my like crazy wild add-on delay and reverbs, which are both Source Audio. I have the Nemesis and the Ventress.
What's up, John? KD. We went with KD tonight. That's what Dad wanted. Gear Junkie says, would the Morley ABY handle that power, or is it strictly for line level? You would plug into the ABY with your guitar and then run it out to each amp into the front of it. You don't want to put that, between. The only, put it this way, anything that runs between an amp head and a cab isn't cheap. It's not a stomp box. It may look like a stomp box, but it's not a stomp box.
No, and if he just wants to, the only thing I would tell you, Gear Junkie, is make sure whatever pedal you get, like I've had a million ABY boxes. The Morley ones are good, but the problem is the standard ones do not have ground lift and phase reversal. So you're going to have the potential for one amp sounding like it has no bass in it and sounding much more muffled and weak sounding compared to your main amp. If you get the new ones, they do have the button on there for phase reversal. I trust the radio stuff more than anything. That's what I use when I run the two.
And it's Canadian made.
And RJ Ronquillo is here.
I was going to say Mr. Margarine Dontilio is in the chat.
Yeah, he is.
What's up, Jay Steen as well?
Whoa, Jay Steen. What's up, homie?
Where Jay's out on the roads tonight.
Yeah.
I heard Other Left recently purchased RJ's Vermin from him.
RJ backs me on the radio as well. There you go.
That's what when I had to get a bunch of, for some reason I had to, we needed a couple of DI boxes when I worked for the military. So of course they're like order 6. All right. And I'm looking around, and it's like $50 or $500, for a DI, it seems. At that time, this is about 10 years ago, and I came across Radial, and I'm just like, holy crap, you do everything that I want you to do, but you're half the price of everybody else that does everything that I wanted to do. Sweet. Ordered them up.
Yeah, Radial is fantastic stuff.
I've never had a problem with Radial stuff.
RJ, are you still selling some stuff on your Reverb shop? If you are, people, go check out the stuff that RJ's selling and buy it.
I believe so.
I have bought, actually, my Ghost Ridge from Native Audio I bought off of RJ.
Nice. Hey, Daniel Horsley. Nice. We got a nice crowd in here. We got 60 people tuned in.
Yeah, gear is fantastic, but to be honest with you, nothing is better than finally being back out playing. Like the two shows.
Did I say hi to Daniel Horsley?
I think so.
Well, there we are. And RJ says I'll be posting more stuff tomorrow. Perfect.
Excellent. Yeah, I mean, I'm so happy to be back playing shows. 2 shows, 2 killer shows. Just cannot wait to continue doing that.
If it's handy for RJ, he can now post a link to his shop in the chat because I just made him a mod because I thought.
Look at that, RJ! You can pimp your stuff.
What's up, Milt? It's Milton here. John says that's a great Canadian tan, Ben. Yeah, it goes to about what here. All right, I'll wear a tank top when I mow the grass tomorrow. Or no, I don't want to. Will I mow it tomorrow? Tomorrow? No, it's raining tomorrow. Dang it! Today was the day, but I couldn't today. I was busy today. Well, okay. Well, apparently Daniel gets hellos twice. Salutations even. See, okay, Jarrett just said something about dry signal. Let's scroll back because nobody should ever play with a dry signal. Friends don't let friends play through a dry signal.
Well, I mean, if you're running a bass through a fuzz, it would make sense that you'd want to mix in your dry signal.
Well, yeah, but that's still, you're mixing in a dry signal. Oh, that's all I saw, dry signal. All right, fair enough. Charles75N says there's nothing like a real spring reverb with a tape echo pedal. Just saying. Well, the only thing better would probably be an actual tape echo. But then again, you want a tech along with that tape echo.
Unless it's the what the hell is it called? The Echo Baby, the Australian company that makes the new like RE201s, Echo Fix, I think they're called.
I just realized the curious thing. I wonder if Other Left will get his Vermin or I'll get my Rainbow Machine first, since they're both coming out of the Nashville area.
I don't know. I'll tell you what I need to do. I need to hit up RJ and find out what that opening riff in the Cattle and Bread Gygus demo was, because that damn riff is killer. And then I need to ask him if I can steal it.
I think you just did.
RJ, can I steal the Gygus riff? It's pretty wicked.
You want to write a song around it, don't you?
Well, around the riff, yeah. I mean, it's just stupid cool. Every time I watch that, I should have picked up a Gygus. I saw one used cheap, and it's a cool fuzz. But then I was like, dude, seriously? I mean, probably got 100 freaking pedals here, and say 20 of them are fuzzes. I was like,
John Shane says all riffs are stolen. Yep,
it's true.
Hey, there's a main man, Dylan.
It's funny he said that, because literally this little thing I was just playing, I stole from Mick on that pedal show. That little. I stole that little. He does it every time he plays, and I wrote around it.
It sounds like a deal. Other Left. Well, you'll know mine when mine comes in, because I'll be doing an unboxing video for the patrons and channel members.
Hey, Dylan, what's up, brother?
You know what? I'm kind of glad I don't work at Flipside Music. I'm usually envious of Dylan working at a place like Flipside Music, but with the move and having to pack up 1,000+ pedals.
Yep. Hey, what tuning were you in, RJ?
And now you're getting into specifics.
Well, yeah, I mean, I need to know whether or not I should try to learn it the way that I saw it, or if I should learn it the way that I heard it. Because I'm in drop D, so if he's in a different tuning, then I need to change it up.
Yeah. Or you just wrap your old thumb over.
No.
Yeah. I've been doing the thumb wrapping more and more lately.
It's got a couple of pretty ridiculously cool chords in there. I've already stolen a couple of the chords.
Well, those fancy chords. If we went to school for the music, right? We'd learn. They teach you those fancy chords.
Yeah, I use way too fancy chords already. Oh yes, he thinks drop D. Consider it stolen.
And that's it. It is drop D, because he says if I think drop D or something, that's RJ's nonchalant. Yeah, it's drop D.
Wonderful.
All right, have a good one, Curtis, and happy birthday to your daughter. Happy 7th birthday. I have a 7-year-old niece. I get it.
You do. It's true.
So Dylan says, yeah, the move is looming, but it'll be worth it. I can't wait to get in that new space. And yes, Dylan, I know you figured it out months ago, but it took Ike an extra month to figure it out. But some of those questions I was writing in, which, by the way, folks, check out Flipside Music for the FAQs. Some of the questions I was writing legitimately to bust your balls, just to get a reaction. Because, I'm asking them, experiences with a B-bender.
B-benders are awesome, dude.
And just Ike's like, well, guess what else is coming in the package with my Rainbow Machine? Hipshot B-bender. Woohoo!
That'd be interesting to see.
BC Rich says, my daughter is 7. It's been terrifying thus far.
I have
niece. Yep.
Next month.
I was going to say, aren't your kids 7?
They'll turn 7 next month.
Well, yeah. Nice.
21st. But my kids, my kids are so well behaved.
Yeah.
I can't complain one iota about my children. They're amazing.
It scares me. That's why I could never babysit your kids. They scare me. They're too well behaved. I'm like, they're up to something. I know it. Probably talking in their twin telepathy or something. I don't know what's going on.
I've thought that before, but it just, we've got a good relationship. They know, if you do something stupid, you break some shit or something like that, just tell me and I'm not going to get mad. So literally, if anything bad ever happens, I remember I came home one day and there was a desk chair in the hallway flipped over. And I walked up the stairs and I go, what the hell? why is there a chair in the hallway? And why is it flipped over? And it's like, Evan looks at Nora looks at Evan, and then Evan goes, she did it. And she's like, yeah, I did it. And I'm like, okay, well, let's flip it back over and get it out of the hallway. And then she was like, well, I thought maybe I could build a fort with it. But then I realized there was nothing to hold up the other side. And I was like, okay, I applaud the ingenuity, but need to think these things through. And then we built a fort, so it was all cool.
Janice has a shirt from Flipside on the way. Nice. Ben Gone Country. I've been lifting country licks for years. Aaron knows that.
It's true. I'm wearing a Henning Pauly shirt. I just realized that.
Nice.
Because penis. Why not? Actually, speaking of Flipside.
And also, yeah, Dylan says those were all great questions. It's funny depending on the mood, how serious we end up taking those, even the ball busters. Yeah, but then Dylan, he reversed it on me because I put out a throwaway question regarding curly cables. And then Dylan comes with the back of this whole scientific thing about impedance and stuff of the curly cable and how I was like, dang. That's my favorite one that I own too. Yeah, that was part of the NAMM 2020 emergency relief kit we had. Ford, and it arrived in California before we arrived. True. Supposed to be a surprise, but of course JJ opened it.
So Ben, now that you and I are talking in front of the whole chat, obviously neither of us are doing Summer NAMM this year. I was gonna drive down, but then I got the kids the next day, and I was like, do I feel like driving down for one day?
Stop pulling your jams. Look at that farmer tan.
I'm not gonna do Summer NAMM, but what do you think it's going to be like Anaheim come January?
I think you're going to get, let's say there's the people that go most of the time but don't always get there. We'll say someone like yourself, that doesn't have to be there for any particular, but likes to go and tries to get there whenever. I think you're going to have more of those people going because missing the year and missing everything else. I do know there's going to be less companies there because there are several companies that have decided, nope, we're not going to do it. Which I think, and then you're going to see lower cost to display at NAMM eventually as existing contracts run out because you probably, you renew every year. I don't know how it works, but I think you're also going to see more like what we saw at Summer NAMM, where 8 pedal builders have one booth.
No, that makes way more sense sharing the cost. I would like to see them eventually move to, and I know I've talked to a couple of my friends that own companies about it.
All right, first of all, John DeShane, which Dave's not going? Because if it's Dave Friedman's not going, that's going to cripple the NAMM show because that's hands down the coolest booth at NAMM.
He's not doing Summer NAMM, I know that.
Yeah, he doesn't do Summer NAMM, I know that.
But what I would like to see, and again, I've talked to some of my friends that build pedals about this. I would like to see them have the last day be able to sell things for like B stock cost.
Yeah.
So they can recoup some of the cost of sending all that shit out there and having it there. And then the people that are there can get a deal on it because it's been played for 3 or 4 days.
Well, what I'm wondering, or do they open up Winter NAMM to the public on the last day?
I mean, I don't know.
They do that at Summer NAMM traditionally.
Yeah, Summer NAMM's smaller. I don't know that they would want that many people in that large of an area coming in.
But then again, so many people are either sick and can't make it to Sunday or are begged off before Sunday. Like, how many YouTubers do we know that are showing up Thursday and Friday only?
That's true.
I've never been to a NAMM show on its final day, summer or winter.
It makes way more sense for the company to be able to say, like, all right, I spent X amount of dollars to get these guitars to Anaheim or to Nashville. And now on the way back, hopefully I don't have to spend that much money to send them back because I sold them all.
Yeah.
Like they're still...
Charles says my pedal arrived super quick because Dylan was mentioning that shipping's been a nightmare from Flipside. And I was wondering, somebody used the affiliate link not too long ago and bought something about the price of a pedal. I'm just saying. So it was probably Charles used affiliate links down below, which is awesome because I think I got like $1.50 out of the deal.
Nice. I wonder, Charles, what did you buy?
Yeah. What did you get? That's the other question. Let's see. Laz says Sunday morning is the best time. No one's packed in there, and you have time to do things like pick up a Silver Sky and mediate shark like I did in 2020. Laz, Thursday morning. How dead was the first morning of NAMM compared to even by the afternoon? And then it was just busier and busier and busier through Saturday. Thursday morning, like it's like walking around at the mall, and not at Christmas time.
That first morning is you can actually talk. Like for me, I go to see most of my builder friends, and it's like I can actually sit and talk with them, go over what they've got new, jam on stuff, and it's not like, what'd you say? Like you can actually.
I would say until about 2 or 3 p.m. on Thursday, there's always people standing around at NAMM in booths because they're not getting their ears talked off.
True. So Ben, what's the next couple of gear acquisitions for you? What do you got your eyes on?
The same, which I guess I'll need money for it. I want, obviously I want an ES 175 because I never played an ES 175 till I played that one at Carter's, and I went, damn it! It confirmed everything I knew, and I just, need one of those. But that's like, it'll fall into my life at some point. I'm not expecting it for a few years yet. Other than that, I don't know. I still want an electric 12. I still want a baritone. But again, when the right one falls into place, I'm not really wanting for gear right now. Actually, that's not true. I want a new amp. I'm kind of bored with my amp. Rather than redoing my whole pedal board, I just want to get another amp.
Charles used your affiliate link.
Awesome. Thanks, Charles. Thanks, John. John bought a shirt from the merch store a couple of weeks ago. Thank you. I do appreciate that.
Next things that I'm getting, I've been wanting a Mondata for a long time.
Well, I've got a bunch of 112 cabs sitting around here, essentially. So
you should parlay them into money for an amp.
No, well, I'm thinking, I have cabs to run heads through. So I just, I would love to get a JJ Jr. eventually. But, start looking at, some small box heads of various kinds, lunch boxes. Pick them up.
Yeah, my next amp is either going to be a Morgan AC20, a Dr. Z, or a Bad Cat, one of those three.
I'm curious to see it's still probably 2 years away minimum, but Friedman's doing a Vox.
Yeah, he's gonna do the vintage series where it's
he's doing his Vox, basically, which is a replica as opposed to Morgan, who, like Lawrence, would take a Vox, take out all the out of it and just make it better. Morgan, it's a modified Vox. It's not a stock Vox sound.
Well, it depends on which one you get. I mean, Joe Morgan has EL84s tattooed on him.
That's true.
I mean, I love the Morgan stuff. Always have. I just got to see if the flight cases that I have are your more traditional horizontal 1x12. So if my flight case, I mean, I have an extra flight case downstairs. I should measure it. But if my flight case matches up, I mean, any of those three, I really, really like. I've played a ton of them. I like the Carmen Gia a lot from Dr. Z. The Black Cat from Bad Cat is pretty sweet.
That is.
I love anything Joe Morgan makes.
Dylan asked, what's my number one amp right now? That's my Blues Deluxe. And then if I run stereo, I also run it into the B52 AT112 because it's totally different. But I'm kind of bored with that amp too. I've had both these amps for like 5-6 years at this point. So
John,
dude, literally the first Friedman I ever played through, I fell in love with, and that was the debut of the JJ Jr. in 2019.
Yeah,
so nice.
Shane wrote that he heard Joe was tough to deal with. Joe Morgan could not be a funnier, sweeter, more intelligent human being if he tried. I mean,
people could say Dave Friedman's tough to deal with. It all depends on if you get on their bad side. I can see both those individuals. If you get on their bad side, yeah.
I just don't understand getting on people's bad sides to begin with. All I know is I sat with Joe at that Novo party for like 30 minutes, drinking beers and laughing our asses off. Everything.
Hello to Adam D, by the way. 63 people in here. I saw somebody, John had mentioned a Dano baritone. No. A different baritone. I don't know what baritone yet, but I know it won't be a Dano Electro unless I follow into it for a stupid deal, which I doubt because those things are commanding a premium on the used market and they're overpriced. So really what they sell for used, I think is really what they should be selling for new, but that's just me. Craig Tomlinson, good to see you. Let's see here. Dylan says, never heard a Morgan that didn't sound great. I just can't live full-time on the Vox sound. I like visiting Voxville from time to time, but Iridium does it well enough for me now. Nice.
I like to mix a Fender and a Vox together. And then the only thing is like, as much as I love to do it live, a lot of venues, there's no reason to bring 2 amps. So I end up doing it at practices and when we record and shit like that. And if we're playing a big stage, I'll bring both. But most of the time, I'll just pack up one.
Yeah. John wanted a follow-up. Yeah, Dano Electro for me, I just found ever since they relaunched, they came in at about 30% overpriced for what they are.
I don't know if I agree with that. The Danos are really nice now.
Yeah, and they're still overpriced by 30%.
I wonder what they are Canada compared to the US because they're like the same price.
They're a little bit of a ripoff, but even then, like one that retails for $600 US should be $400.
Dude, they're like $400 here.
They're
like $400, $499 here.
Yeah, they should be $250, $275.
Man, you're out of your mind.
What? They're no better than a Harley Benton.
Have you played the new ones like the solid body?
I know what they're built out of.
The Moser? No. They have the solid body, not the Formica built ones.
But the Formica builds, they still want too much money for.
Well, the Formica builds, I might agree with you, but like the solid body Moserite looking ones with like the dual lipstick and the P90, those are killer. 64XT, I think they're called.
That was the other thing. I don't like where they do the P90 in the neck and the dual lipsticks. I don't like dual lipsticks. It's not a humbucker. It's a pansy-ass replica of a humbucker. I don't like it. It sounds...
You don't like lipsticks, though, do you?
I don't mind lipsticks in a Strat or a Telly.
That's interesting. I love lipsticks.
Or one lipstick, not 2 of them. 2 of them together. 1 and 1 doesn't equal 2. It's like 1.4 at best. It's like a mini humbucker. It says, It's anemic. James Starrett, hello and welcome. Ben, any suggestions on a Strat pickup grade? It's a 05 MIM standard. Why, yes. The Reno Fin Boa Constrictor set, which sound like a 63 Strat set, available at Reno Fin Custom Guitars. They are my signature Strat pickups. But if we're not going to just blatantly say that, a good sounding set of Strat pickups, I would look at, I don't know about you, Aaron, but when I think single coil and I want good Lindy Fralins.
Lindy Fralin, 100%.
He's the single coil guy.
BC Rich, correct. It is Masonite, not Formica, but it's the same shit that's the top of a countertop.
Yeah, same thing, different copyright.
Yeah.
And they still put a cheap ass crap. Well, it's tradition to use this craptastic little bridge or tailpiece. Oh, no, that's cheap. These things should be sold at Sears. We make them in the same plant that we make these other guitars, so we can price them the same. No, you can't. No.
Ben cracks me up.
Same reason why I won't buy a guitar with a poplar body. Weed. Poplars are weeds. They grow 8 to 10 feet a year. They're a weed. They grow over about 20 years and die.
God, you're amazing. I love you.
This is what happens when we hang out, folks.
Yeah. Do I have to bring my own cab mics? No, I normally roll with whatever front of house has. I mean, a lot of times I'll have an emergency 57 or a 609 or a 906 in the bag, but I've never had to.
I don't think I would bring my own cab mics to a gig because for the sound guy, he knows how he mics amps. You know what I mean? And I don't want to give him, but I will bring my own vocal mic. Every single time. I always bring my own vocal mic. Stop getting sick after shows after I stop sharing mics.
I have a couple of mics in the bag, and then I just play it by ear. I mean, if I get up there and the places we're playing aren't rolling up with like Radio Shack gear. So, I mean, most of the time there's a 58 on the vocal and a 57 on the cab. So, standard.
Well, they have the adjustable saddles now, Scott Broccoli. Well, great. That doesn't warrant a $300 price upgrade. Canadian, 200 US. Whatever. Just bring a 57. Sure. 57 or 58. It's the same mic. It just has a different end on it.
I love how Charles 70N said, so Ben, tell us how you really feel about those double lipsticks.
Well, you know, you've been on the receiving end of a few rants, and I remember after my rant, you always say, well, there we are then.
Well, yeah, I mean, everyone's entitled to an opinion. I'm not telling you that your opinion's wrong. I just think it's hilarious because you go on old man rants. They're hilarious.
You've met my father, virtually at least.
I was like, virtually, yeah.
I come by it honestly.
I was like, now you've met my father, so when I rant, you understand where it comes from.
See, now that, Dylan, that's different. Yeah, Sound Guys Endeavor can be super heavy-handed, sure. So quite a few heavier bands in town bring their own cab mics. Well, yeah, I guess like if it's to produce a certain sound, like I don't know, I always play just classic rock for the most part. So, or when I played the really heavy stuff, we were so damn loud. I'm like, you don't need to mic my cab. They're like, yeah, we do. I'm like, no, you don't. Yeah, we didn't. No, you don't.
The only place in Denver that I've ever played is the High Dive.
And I love it too when they say, can you turn your amp down on stage because you'll be able to hear it fine through the monitors. I don't want to hear through the monitors. I want to hear my amp because I know what my amp sounds like. And hearing myself through wedge monitors never sounds the same. Because why? They EQ me.
I've never had any problem with wedges. I actually prefer wedges over in-ears.
Oh, yeah, but I only want vocals through wedges. I don't want my guitar through a wedge. I want to just hear it on stage.
I want both, and I want the bass drum and the snare.
Billy Baloney, someone send Ben a Dano via UPS.
Someone get him a Snickers. He's not quite himself when he's hungry.
John hates in-ears. I don't think I've ever played with in-ears, but I don't know.
The first time I had to sing with in-ears in, which hilarious. I remember we were playing at, this is years and years ago, we were playing with a band that's like a really big cover band, and we opened for them, even though we played all originals. And, you know, they've got their own setup and everything. They bring their own PA, everything. And the guy that's the singer of that band's like, here, man, here's the in-ears. And I was like, where's the wedges? And he's like, no, you got to use in-ears. So I was like, okay. And literally, that was the weirdest transition. First off, that transition is going to be weird when you're ready for it. But when you're thrown into it, holy shit. I remember about 3 lines into the first song, I had to pop the left ear out. And then I was all right. But it was strange.
Hey, there's Mr. Pedals. Lawrence.
Well, LPD.
Here. Dylan, that's it. Around here, like, well, actually, even a lot of the bars in Toronto, a lot of times they were only mic. The only thing going through the PA was vocals and sometimes the kick drum. It's like, because there was so much stage volume already, which is fine, which explains my tinnitus. But hey, I had tinnitus long before I joined a band.
Like the first show we played out of quarantine, like I said, that was on like a massive stage. Where like
that was a big stage.
Cock is playing there in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
So I might go up and see him because I haven't.
And somebody was asking, was the band you open for Seduce? I don't think Seduce is on tour right now, are they?
Ew. Not that I know of. I mean, if they are. We opened for a Michigan band called Without End. That's what they're called. They're pretty good. I mean, they're very much like they got a shitload of streams. Like they came back. I guess they were on hiatus and they came back in like October. And from October to the end of 2020, they had like 17,000 streams. I was like, holy shit.
Hey, Chris Thomas.
They were good. But they're very, very much like a story of the year, early 2000s kind of. I don't even know what you'd call that. Heavy, but then melodic. They're good.
So that Alexis on Fire thing.
Yeah, we're gonna play some more shows with them.
But I think Alexis on Fire broke outside of Canada.
Yeah, they did.
Okay. I don't know. I've never cared for them, but a lot of bands sound like them.
Yep. So
hey, EQ Music.
First show out, like I said, massive stage, and they mic'd everything. You know, it was that kind of room. Then the second one, which you guys saw the little video of, that is just vocals through the PA because that room's so damn small. There's no reason to mic anything. What you guys heard was literally just iPhone cameras, guitars, bass, drums, all 100% acoustic, and then just the vocals through the PA.
John says not a fan. There we are. That's fine.
I actually think, having played big rooms and the smaller hole in the wall bars, I actually prefer the smaller hole in the wall type places. I mean,
I like playing smaller places inside, larger places outside, because small places outside just sucks.
I don't think I've ever played small outside, but like my favorite two venues in Chicago are the Metro and then Empty Bottle. Empty Bottle is very much, I don't know, maybe 250, 350 people, something like that. It's not massive, but it's a small stage. They do mic everything up, but I love the sound in that place.
Yeah.
And then the Metro is my favorite place in all of Chicago. That place is just iconic.
That's a good question. Eddie Van Haskell asked Lawrence, can you make a talk box that has an electro-larynx setting?
What the hell?
Like, hey, how are you all doing? One of those. Dylan says most Denver venues won't tolerate 10-watt combos, let alone half stacks, so it ends up creating this tone war of artists versus sound guys. It's not great, but certain venues make up for it. Well, I'm going to offer a piece of advice. I don't know how well it would. I think it doesn't work as well now as it did a few years ago. But I found if you roll up a couple of nice cone doobies, like nice ones, and you just give those to the sound guy when you introduce yourself to him, hi, I'm Dylan, I'm playing tonight, great to meet you, and you hand those to him, you can get away with a lot with the sound guy.
Well, it is Denver, so that makes sense.
Well, yeah. Well, I was going to say it used to work better when it was still illegal. That's the problem. When it's legal, and the guy's like, yeah, I got some right here. But still, I'm saying, if you happen to notice his favorite, style of cold snack, maybe it's in a branded bottle, perhaps sitting next to the board.
Hey, Dylan, is
cold snack
back booking bands? Because I would not be against us making a trip out there to play.
What's up, Mike? That's right. Cones can take a relationship far. Yep.
Plus, the best thing about playing the high dive was they give the bands their choice. Ben, you're going to love this choice. Each member gets either a pitcher of beer or a pitcher of vodka lemonade, each member. And I was like, I will have the vodka lemonade, of course. And yeah, man, drinking at altitude, Hammersville.
What's up, Stephen Douglas? Dylan will give it a shot. Perfect.
Scott
Barclay says they need to learn how to be a good sound guy and do rock and roll bands, not just DJs and rave stuff. Well, that's a whole different EQ stack. I don't want the main EQ to look like a smiley face. Just saying. Don't scoop all the mids. We live in the mids. All right. Cheers. What's up, Doc? Go buy that San Dimas, why don't you?
Dylan,
great video. What's up, Doc? Put out a cool little play along video he put out, I think today. I saw that. It was nice. Nice little jam track, dude. Hello, Orion Quest. Great to see you in here, my friend. Got 61 people. You can take What's Up Doc's seat. He's just heading out.
I'm going to have to keep that in mind as High Dive opens back up.
Maybe you can have Dylan open for you when you play at the High Dive.
Or maybe I'll open for Dylan because he's probably
he could bring more people because
more established than we are. It's not like we've ever played in Denver yet.
Yeah, but as the out-of-town band, usually they make you play last for the bar staff and the other bands,
Well, I mean, when we opened for Apples and Stereo, so we opened the show.
Nice. Awesome. 401 just slowed right down. I'm thinking there must have been an accident up the road because all of a sudden there's no traffic going by, which is weird on a Sunday. Excuse me. Okay, Chris says blue guitars Ryle. Although I think he means rule because the I's right next to the U on the keyboard.
I have
Do I own a blue guitar? I think I do.
So do I.
Yeah, well, I thought my BC Rich was purple, but then I got it and it's blue.
Your Gretsch.
Fruitcake Tony, great show last night, Fruitcake Tony.
Your Gretsch.
Fruitcake Tony's also on after us tonight. He's coming up at the top of the hour with Halenville.
Yeah, your Gretsch is blue.
My Gretsch is blue. That's right. I keep forgetting I own a Gretsch now.
Christ almighty.
See, that's why I don't need gas. You know, I come in here, like, oh, right, I own one of those. Perfect. Let's try that out for a tour. Give her a rip, if you will. Scott's asking again what amps and cabs you're running Albus. So you're running a Hot Rod Deluxe, sometimes an AC30 if you're running stereo. What's Alex running through for a bass rig? Because amps plural, right?
He has one of the old and loud Trace Elliott's from back in like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Nice.
That thing's loud as hell. It's like the 115 combo that's, 3-4 feet tall.
Beautiful.
I thought about getting the 410 to go under it, but I mean, Jesus, the last couple of shows that we've played, A, that thing's heavy as shit. And then B, it's just so loud. I'm like, does he really need the 410? Probably not.
No, it's just more for tonal variation. Cheers to you, Blackjack Guitar.
Yeah, I mean, gear is great. Obviously, I love gear, but, oh, man, actually just playing and writing is so much more important. Whatever you got, just use it. I think that's the most important thing.
Orion Quest, what are your thoughts on the VHT Special 6? I don't think I've ever played. Oh, wait, have I? Did I play through JJ's VHT? He's got one, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got a VHT. I'm trying to think which one he has, though. And I don't know if his is when Fryette owned it or after it got bought out and went overseas.
An evening with Darth Vapor and his apprentice, two lords of the spliff. Anyone hear the hear the new 12-foot ninja jump off? Check it out, all. I will definitely check that out. Awesome. Well, I'm gonna have to celebrate with. Well, we'll do with this one first. Just for boner jams.
Oh, yeah, well, just because of...
Oh, yeah, and I don't really have gas because I got a bunch of new gear in the last couple months, so... Including Reunited and It Feels So Good. You heard many a story about this guitar, Aaron, and now I finally have it back.
I know, I watched the videos on it.
I'm so happy. I've been playing it a lot, actually. So
Stephen Douglas's first guitar was a laser blue 91 Ibanez RG 770.
Wow, he just jumped right in the deep end. Wow. Michael Krause, I have a 410 Marshall, and I just snagged Bear to Hell Mesa 412, some speaker work, holes in the cloth, Tolex ripped. $100 though. For $100, like the wood's worth that.
Yeah, those cabs don't die ever. They're in the like orange category of 4x12s where it's like they're heavy as shit. And they're indestructible.
That's very cool of you, Simon. He says, by the way, the EVH pickup shootout, I made a Pro Tools and Logic session out of it where all the same riffs are grouped together for instant comparison. You and Aaron are welcome to it.
Oh, thanks.
Awesome. Is Pete aware of that? Pete would probably, you'd say Pete a lot of work on that.
Yeah, I mean, God. I'll tell you what, I've watched all PTVH stuff, especially when he did the pickup swaps with Dave Friedman and Avi Shabbat.
Well, I think that's what he took that and correlated, dang it, sorted it. The Mighty Might is the one. It seems like it, Scott. Seems like it. Actually, Simon, hit me up at the email down below. I'd love to connect. Unless you're on social media somewhere. I'm everywhere on social media.
You are everywhere on social media. It's true.
Pretty much. Collated. Thank you, Carl. I was trying. I've had a couple cold snacks. So, John DeShane ordered a Pariah Pasadena Black and put it in his Ash Superstrat Killer. That's a good pickup, too. I need to get Pro Tools so I can check out stuff like that. What Simon's talking about. It's the right tools. Then again, I got an interface for this computer thing here. I don't know when I got that. Last year. Still haven't plugged it in. Still in the box. I think I opened the box and looked at it once. Oh yeah, it's one of those.
In that interface?
Yeah, there was a Scarlett Solo. 2 in, 2 out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Didn't you get that after Summer NAMM of 2019?
No, I got it last year. I did a guitar setup, and that was the payment.
Oh.
Yeah, it's holding up an empty can of cold snacks right now. Like, it's made it to the desk, and I left it in the box so it wouldn't get dusty. Awesome, Simon. It's because CC DeVille played a similar one, and that's my first concert. Come to find out is Jewel Blue. It was Jewel Blue in a different model. Nice. Stephen Douglas says. CC had a few licks. As much as will you rag on CC?
Nah, the only person I'm ragging on these days is Vince Neil. That's
why? Because he's starting to look more and more like Leslie West?
No, because he sounds more and more like a stabbed hog.
That too. Enunciate. He really needs to really go over to the Hooked on Phonics all over again. Yeah.
Well, I think he's legit running out of air every time he opens his mouth.
Jamal says, "Do you want to sell it to me?" No, I'm planning on using it at some point. I think the plan is to eventually switch into where I got a good camera and I'll record videos on the computer instead of on the old telephone device, you know. But I also want to get a decent camera, which costs like $800 Canadian. So there's that. And it's not like I'm recording anything because I don't know how to make drum tracks because I don't know how to play drums. And I can't sit there and beep boop on the computer to make a drum track. I don't know how to do that stuff. What I need is a keyboard or a drum machine, a good sounding drum machine. Then you just, whoop, there's track 1.
Dude,
and then I'll just play, I don't know, like Stoner Trance, where it's just the same drum beat for 7.5 minutes and me playing with a rainbow machine for fucking 7.5 minutes.
Dude, if you actually hop online, like the drum programming software out there nowadays is easy to get. It's literally put a dot where you want a bass drum, put a dot where you want a snare drum. You can even pre-select the fills. I mean, come on.
Well, I know, like Henning was pushing that thing not too long ago. It didn't look overly complicated, but I'm like,
Hennings is nice because he teaches you how to humanize it. But I mean, for what you're using it, would be using it for, it's not like you need it to sound like there's a human back there. You need it to be able to show off whatever guitar product you're showing off.
I do know how to play the saxophone, Terry. The glass one, anyways. Hey, Mike Jones. Yeah, I think I've used Reaper before. Cakewalk. I don't know. I don't think I've played with Cakewalk. Like, well, and that's the thing. Like, as far as for tones, the easiest thing for me to do is I'll just plug my Stomp into the Scarlett, right? And boom, Bob's your uncle. But then again, I don't know. Or I'll just grab one of my mics and stick it in front of an amp and mic that up. I don't know. I've done both. But then I gotta have something to play that's worth recording. And then we get back to the drums. I can do the guitar. I can do the bass. I can do vocals if I needed to do vocals, which I'll just write instrumentals. Just a thought.
Yeah. No, I mean, when are you going to get back to jamming with human beings? Like, I just don't see you not playing in a band.
Well, we're only just opening up now, right? So jamming is now possible, we'll say, just in the last couple of weeks. And it's like, I don't know, finding guys to jam with or want to jam, you know what I mean? Like, it's got to be a design. And then I get a case of, well, what's the point? You know, do I want to form a band? If so, what do I want to do?
What Richie up to? Couldn't you jam with Richie?
I would, but we live now, 40 minutes apart, and he doesn't drive.
Oh, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, well, he drives, but he doesn't have a vehicle, I should say. So there's that. And God knows it took us, 6-8 months to find a flipping drummer the first time?
I would just think, like, with how many people have been cooped up for the last year plus, practicing their instruments, writing songs and stuff, there's going to be an abundance of people that want to get out and play music, and it'll be easier to find band members than in the past.
Okay. Jamal got the M1 iPad Pro, playing using GarageBand for recording. I have Behringer Euphoria UMC 22 hooked it up. I was going to say, hey, Mad Raj. I was going to say, I've been checking out a lot of the what's his name there? Dovey Das. Might need one of those little drum pad things, because I can do that because it's still analog, and you know what I mean.
Yes, I do know what you mean.
I can do that, and that's all he does. He grabs the drumstick off the keyboard and and then he hits things, but I can't sync worth shit with loopers. That's my problem. That's where I really need align to grid. Yes, please.
You do all right with a looper pedal for guitar.
No, I don't.
Oh, wait, no, you run the drum beat in the background and then play over the drums.
Exactly. I play over a drum loop.
That's right. Never mind. I was thinking that you were looping the whole thing.
Oh, hell no. I was like, do I even own a looper right now? But I do, because Michael B sent me the Boss one, which is either up there or down there. It's back there. John says, easy drummer. I think I've thought about checking out Easy Drummer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean,
I think I thought about it.
It's easy.
Barbecue at my place, and I need to get a barbecue, Chris. That's the other thing. I want a good camera, a barbecue. Then life is much better. Fast internet. That's the other thing would be nice. Although that could be any day now. I could have fast internet in theory.
Working out.
Hey, Brian ST Digital. Hello and welcome to the channel. I think that's a new name in here.
Well, they had to rerun cable.
Well, as of if it doesn't come on by Tuesday, that'll be 3 weeks straight with absolutely no cable service.
How the hell's that happen?
Well, because I didn't have any cable 3 weeks ago, so they said, "Oh, we'll send out a tech," and I'm like, "Yeah, no shit, Sherlock." Well, I've had intermittent cable for months, years since we moved in. So they're like, "Oh man, the line shot." I'm like, "Yeah, no shit, then the line shot. You guys come out once a month, and you say the line shot." I'm like, so finally, the cable company says, "Yay, you know what? We need to replace the line." Oh, that'll be done in a couple of weeks. A couple of weeks was the beginning of last week. Still not done, so I called up again. They're like, "Well, we can send out a tech." I'm like, "I don't need a tech. I need the new line that the tech can't do." And then they're like, "Well, this isn't right." They're like, "Well, we'll add notes to speed it up." I'm like, "Yeah, well, this is me holding my breath." So
So
I'm giving them till Tuesday, and then I call in again.
hello,
PJ and the beard.
You're getting the brush off.
Basically, what it is, our cable line, Brian, is so old that they can't even offer coax cable internet service here. It's only one way. The line's only one way. It's that old. So it's got to be at least 20 years old, if not more. And they're replacing it with fiber, hopefully. I think that's what they said, fiber. Yay! So the weird part is I'm on an east-west road. The north-south road there has it. The north-south road there has it. Just they need to connect the two in the middle. Please. So I can have cable TV and high-speed internet, and then I can live stream much more often.
Well, you would think that they would do it so they can charge you more.
I know. Well, not to mention, you figure, okay, our cable package, including renting receiver boxes and all that rigmarole, our cable bill is $100 a month.
With that internet?
No, internet's not included. It's just cable TV. Okay? Right now. You tell me, you went every time, because I call once a month, they send out a tech. Even if the tech makes some adjustments and nothing really happens, they're paying the cost of them to take the phone call, to send out a tech. That's got to cost the company $100.
Gas money.
Exactly. All that, it's got to be $100 overhead. Plus, every time I call, I usually get a rebate of half off my bill for having shitty service. So really, for $50 a month, they're sending out a tech every month.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of any cable company. They're all... I mean, how ridiculous is it that it's like...
Well, I only watch TV for sports. Well,
contact or threaten to move to somebody else to get your old fucking package.
Yeah, like, the only reason why I have is for Dad to watch TV, because Dad still watches TV. When the girls are over, there's music stations on there, so they listen to music. Or Sam sometimes watches like kids TV, like Nickelodeon type stuff. And then I watch it for the NASCAR races. That's it. That's the only reason I watch it. But once they upgrade the line, then I can switch internet over to them from the current company, and I'll literally have 1,000 times faster internet.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're fucking 2 megabytes short of dial-up. I mean, Christ.
1 up, 5 down. Meg, that is.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, like John says, I stream everything. Yeah, like if I stream anything, that takes up all the bandwidth in the house.
I mean, I have Amazon Prime, Netflix, Disney Plus, and the funny thing is like we kept the cable because my dad, like you, watches TV still. But he ends up watching more of the streaming services than actual TV now. Outside of him watching Maury, which I think is just hilarious.
Yeah. I think Dad watches the news and the weather.
My dad watches the news, and you are not the father.
Oh, and NASCAR as well. That's right.
Well, and football. But, I mean, we had looked into... See, the shitty thing with where we live... Only Comcast does our neighborhood, so it's like we don't even have the option to go to DirecTV or which AT&T owns them now. AT&T used to have Uverse, but they got rid of that after they bought out DirecTV.
I am so jealous. Tinkerbell says, like, I use an antenna for TV. I get 18 channels. Some are high def and free.
Yeah, that's
if
pretty.
you used an antenna in this area, you got 1, maybe 2 channels growing up.
I think if you just plug into the wall, we get 5 or 7 to start with. We get like CBS, NBC, Fox, WGN.
Well, see, that's the funny part too, was the package that we have. You have 30 channels. That's what you get. You get to pick and choose 30 channels. I think over and above like your basic networks, Like basically you get you 2 through 13 and then you choose 30 channels. I was hard pressed to fill out the 30 because I was just like, all right, like give me the sports that I want. Here's the news stuff for dad. All right, few kids shows for the kids channels for the kids, and you have 5 choices left. I'm like, I don't know.
Scott Brockway just said it. Comcast is the worst. Well, the thing is, it's like, if I remember, we could go to DirecTV for the TV portion, or I wanted to just drop down to internet and then just do everything streaming wise, pay monthlies on that. But the thing is the only internet out here is Comcast, which is a gigantic fucking monopoly. So it's like, okay, well, there's no point in switching the television provider and then having your internet go up because you're no longer bundled with their cable. So numbers wise, it made sense to stay with them, but I'm not a fan of them at all. They still have the worst customer service of any company I've ever come across.
Orion Quest asks, what do you think of Dumble in a box pedals?
They work.
I dig them. I like them a lot. I don't know if I currently have one though. I was just realizing that because I think I had like 2 or 3 of them and I put them all up for sale and then I accidentally sold them all. The one, the only, Sean Pierce Johnson.
What up, SPJ? My man. Speaking of which, if you're not subscribed to Sean Pierce Johnson, I suggest you go over and subscribe to his channel right now. That says SPJ's got some good stuff.
Yeah. If you want to see pedal demos done the right way, watch his channel. If you want to see them done the wrong way, watch mine. That's the way it works.
Hey, you do what you do and you do it well.
I do what I do.
It's true.
No one fucks up as much in a video as I do.
And doesn't edit it out? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I do know. I'm like, damn it, we're on minute 5. Well, we're leaving that in.
You crack me up like watching you talk to yourself. That's like probably my favorite part of your videos when you're like, what's that word? Nah, I don't know, Ben. It's okay, Ben. Go ahead, Ben. You just keep going. And I'm like, yeah, that's the guy I know and love.
That's him. Just we let him out in the yard to play every once in a while. And
yeah, take him off of his leash. Let him go.
Yep. Scott says I crack him up. That's why I watch. Well, I try. John loves them. Good. Well, that's the thing. Like the way I'm not until I have like some kind of actual production value. It is what it is. So why not run with it? And even then, I think even once I have production, I'll be like, why are all these lights in here? Like,
no, I think you've done a good job of showing that you don't need a whole lot of stuff to get it going. I mean, there's an authenticity to your channel that I know I appreciate.
Exactly, Scott. Ben is playing the same riff again and screwed it up again. Yep.
Yeah, look at other left.
Yeah, pretty much. And there's stuff like, especially those damn playing intros, like you're getting like take 5. And at some point, I don't know, do people want me? Maybe I'll do the outtakes just for channel members because that alone's worth a couple bucks a month just for an outtakes video once a month.
What's
and
up?
Maybe once a month I'll compile all the outtakes month to month.
It looks something like this. Let me get an A chord going and then a whole bunch of God damn it. Hold on. God damn it. God damn it. Fucking. Take 75. Got it. And
that's why if you notice a lot of them as it fades into the intro music, you'll see me nodding to myself because I'm like, finally.
I just love when you're like, it's like camera comes on and you're like, oh, hello. Like you're surprised that like the show is going to continue on the part past the point that you've messed up the 5 times before.
Oh, dear Lord. Mayhem got a boat. He got a fishing boat.
Hey, man.
Well, there's going to be a video. That's going to be a video. Mayhem and Ben on a boat.
Santa Maria, I do you on the bottom while I'm drinking sangria.
All right, Scott says do it.
Boat. We won't go down because my dick can float. Boats and hoes, boats and hoes. I gotta have me my boats and hoes. That's what's up.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Okay, we'll do a monthly outtakes video. I'll just keep them all there.
Dude, speaking of Step Brothers, I rewatched that like a week ago. God, that movie's funny.
I think it was the last video I did from the shop where I polished the frets on the Vantage neck. I watched that back and it was like, it's like Nashville all over again. I'm like, what was I thinking? Because I didn't review it when I edited it and posted it. And then I decided, I'm like, I probably should check that. Yeah.
Dude, it cracks me up how you'll go into a video, like let's say the video is polishing the frets. And then you'll be like, what do I need? And there is nothing that you should be using for the video ready. And you're just like, okay, we need this, we need this. And then you're like, you'd think I'd have this ready, but no. We'll use this. What is this? Oh, this is an old t-shirt. Sure.
Well, I was editing it and I sent a clip to a couple of people. And all I know, I was setting up for, I think I was taping up the fretboard. I'm like, all right, well, y'all know what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to lush and I'll just, all right, click. Like, what the hell was that? That wasn't English.
No. Jarrett, Beatronics pedals are excellent. Very well designed and they sound good.
Yeah, where's that? See, yeah, Mayhem bought me a whole tool set just because I could never find tools.
You seem to have an abundance of paper towels, though.
There's always a scrap paper towel because the glass cleaner is in the shop and I clean my glasses in there. And then I just leave the paper towel after cleaning my glasses on the workbench to use to clean fretboards or whatever else.
I was like, yeah, you always have paper towels.
That's one thing I have. Paper towels.
See, SBJ just echoed my sentiments. The Vespa is great. Man, I like all their pedals. I mean, Walk to Hell, even the little Fat Bee, that's like their most financially obtainable drive. That thing's cool. The Royal Jelly is my favorite pedal that they have. Drive, fuzz, you can mix in your clean signal. There's a bunch of sounds that you can get out of that thing.
I'm sorry that you're getting distracted, Janice. We'll be going for another 15 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe. I don't know.
I tell you,
into the old Halemville with Fruitcake Tony and
anybody
others.
that likes crazy pedals. Like, I mean, I'm a big fan, and I own Rainbow Machine, the Data Corruptor. If you like crazy pedals, try out the Swarm. It's very Data Corruptor-esque, but it's nuts. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that Rainbow Machine. I think that's going to be hours of fun for a while. See, that was the thing. I was getting bored with my gear. And I was like, what could shake things up? I'm like, a Rainbow Machine could shake things up considerably.
I'm surprised I've never seen you use the, because it's a cool pedal, especially if you're by yourself, which I would think would go a long way with you. You have an EHX freeze pedal and you never use it.
I had an EHX freeze pedal.
Oh, you parted ways with it. I was going to say that's cool because you can literally step on a chord,
yeah,
step on another
that
chord.
Pedal turned into 2 pedals and a loaded Strat pickguard at this point.
We can have one guitarist rig, dead or alive.
Okay, Aaron gets to have J Masses.
I thought about that, and that's not a bad decision. I might do it, especially since he's got Jazz Masters and a high watt. I kind of think I would want Edge from U2 because he's got a ridiculous rig.
So see, my first thought was, who has a ridiculously big pedal board? Because then I know I'm going to cover a lot of ground.
I mean, if you're talking Joe
Eddie
Perry,
Van Halen's, like that covers a lot of ground for me. It's got a phaser, it's got a chorus, it's got the D-tune.
dude, John Mayer's got a sick
Got the
rig.
latest.
Joe
It's got a wet, dry, wet if you want to go Eddie's rig.
Amps and guitars.
The Edge would be good.
I'm surprised you wouldn't do Bonamassa's because then you'd have the amps.
No, because every few years he strips down to just using 1 or 2 pedals. So I don't know what the fuck he's working with. And I don't recall him ever using a phaser.
I assume rig means everything he has.
Oh, no, stage rig. That to me, stage rig.
Okay, well, let's do it both ways then. Everything that someone has, Bonamassa makes a ton of sense.
Or well, yeah, it does to a point.
You could sell one thing and buy all the pedals.
Why don't I just go for Josh Scott's rig then?
He's got a nice rig, yeah. Especially
because he's got a bunch of guitars and amps.
Yep, and he's got a bunch of tape.
And he's got every pedal.
Coming out of his wazoo.
No, you know what? Stage rig? Joe Perry's got a pretty impressive stage rig. Peter Frampton.
Yes, Terry. Of course, I've seen the Blue Sparkle Telecaster that Jay came out with.
David Gilmour's rig. That's a good choice. Scott Brockway, actually.
That'd be a killer rig.
But you know what? I might go with Frampton. He's got a monster rig.
Dude, the dude in Radiohead, he has not Tom York, the other one. Good God. Goddamn brain. That's what I get for getting my second shot and having a headache for the last 24 hours. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I can't remember his name. Jamal says Hendrix. SPJ's with me on EVH's rig. Johnny Greenwood.
No, well, I wasn't thinking Greenwood. I was thinking the other one. The one that's been on that pedal show.
Ed O'Brien.
He's got a killer sounding rig.
And Tom comes in with Pete Thorne's wet dry rig.
I honestly think if I had to take somebody's rig, it would probably be... Yeah, I'd probably take Jay Mascis. You're right. Who am I kidding?
Because, well, I know he covers a lot of the same ground you will.
Totally.
Pedal-wise.
He's got phasers. He's got flangers. He's got...
Yeah, exactly. He's got a hodgepodge.
Fuzzes coming out of fuzzes. He's got high watts. He's got plexis. He's got Jazzmasters, Telecasters, Rickenbackers. I mean...
And then Symmetry got me thinking, all right, bass rig. Whose bass rig would you take?
Whose bass rig? Wow.
I one name I thought immediately.
For a bass rig?
Yeah, because if you're sticking me on bass, Aaron, I'm showing up with one dude's bass rig.
Well, I can't imagine you'd need a lot to play bass.
I'm bringing Lemmy's.
I was gonna say I can't imagine you'd be needing a lot. I might take the dude from Rage Against the Machine.
No, and I say Lemmy's because it's the loudest bass rig. Because if you're sticking me on bass, you will hear me. Oh, you will hear me. You might not hear anybody else's, but you'll hear me. I might drown out the whole band. Don't know. Doug Pinnick, good choice.
So many freaking Gene Simmons. Ugh, hate those basses.
Well, unless you use one of his old Gibson grabber basses from back in the 70s.
Yeah, I mean, if I was going to do that, if I was wanting the old Gibsons, I would probably jump
Those
back.
basses were a train wreck.
Well, I like the grabbers and I like the RD basses, and
Jamal knew I was going to say Lemmy. It's because I said stick me on bass. Because you're going to stick me on bass.
The dude that plays bass in what is it, Death from Above 1979? I
like those dudes. I don't know any of their music, but I like those dudes because the only time I saw their stuff, it's live and they got a keyboard there on side stage and they'll just duct tape down a key and that's their looper.
Their bass player's got some gnarly fuzz coming out of his basses, his amps. I mean, if I was going to play bass, it would basically just be give me fuzz.
Oh, dude, best bass-driven band I ever saw, and I saw them live, and none of the stuff on YouTube justifies their live stuff. Ultrabide, which is like... All right, Ultrabide, who is also the main dude, he, like, Hide, he brought punk to Japan in the 70s, basically. And since then, he's had various punk bands, but their band is a power trio, Aaron, which is just 2 bass players and a drummer.
Chris Thomas apparently doesn't like Death from Above. No, I'm not a fan of the band, but I do love the way that bass sounds. Oh, I hit the wrong button. My bad.
What'd you do?
I hit it instead of approved it.
Oh.
He said a-holes. We got it.
But yeah, Ultrabide, two bass players, 1 drummer, and I think both bass players were playing through pedal boards like something you and I would own. And it was just like, drummer starts doing this, driving beat. First bass player comes in with a bump, 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 bump. And next thing you know, other bass player, Hide, he's just like, you know what? We're putting on a phase 90 on this bass, and we're just going to go to town. And you're just like, holy crap.
Okay, if you had to pick a couple of signature guitars, and let's throw Les Paul out of there. I know that's a SIG, but you get what I'm saying.
Right.
If you had to pick a couple of signature guitars to play forever, what would they be?
Well, I always do one as a trick question, which would be the Joe Walsh signature Les Paul, which technically covers Jimmy Page as well, right? Since Jimmy gave it to Joe or sold it. But actually, no, the original Page Les Paul, remember when they originally came out in the 90s that had all the push-pulls and this and that? They had all the identical wiring. And I think rather than push-pull pots, I think it had mini toggles under the pick guard.
I think I would do the King Buzzo Electrical Guitar Company, the aluminum double cut. I would do that. Or I would do either they're very similar, but I would do either the Dave Grohl 335 Trinan Lopez looking guitar,
right,
Firebird headstock, or I would do the Chris Cornell olive green drab 335. In fact, color, I would pick the Chris Cornell. That guitar.
Well, and I'm just thinking, like, okay, so either the Jimmy Page Les Paul, which covers it is a Les Paul without being a Les Paul.
Yeah.
And it's got all that wiring chicanery, because why not? If I'm going to have a Les Paul, I might as well have all that stuff in it.
Take the Jimmy Page Dan Electro?
No, hell no.
Obviously.
I wouldn't even take the Jimmy Page Telly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm shocked I haven't heard you pick a Telly guy.
Well, see, that's the thing. I'm thinking how many guys, first of all, I got to think how many guys have signature Tellys? And then again, what the fuck are you going to do to a Telly?
Well, John Five's got the humbuckers. And
but yeah, I'm trying to think. No, like if I was going to play a signature guitar, yeah, that's a good question. Because, most of the guys that had signature guitars back in the day, they all got the locks on it and, wiggle sticks and, like the 5150 Kramer or anything like that. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think I'd want that as my everyday player. See, the Kotzen Telly is a nice idea, but it's got the mini hums. I don't like them. And it's got a big-ass neck, which I don't care for either. I don't know who originally played to death that 57 Telly I fell in love with at Carter. Whatever his name is. I want his signature guitar. I want that guitar.
Something tells me he didn't have a signature, which is why his guitar was there listed as a 57 Telly and not a Johnny Swinging Dick 57 Telly.
Exactly. I was gonna actually, and come to think of it now, as far as like if we're going to do the gear collection thing for a rig, my obvious choice would be Mike Campbell.
Ooh,
because he's got, rather than Bonamassa that buys in bulk, Mike's got one of everything. Because he and Tom were collecting gear since the early '80s. What's up, Mars Man?
SPJ likes the look of the Isabel Telly. I think it looks fantastic as well. I don't really care for the bridge that they chose and the plate, but the actual guitar itself looks fantastic.
Although where is that? Oh, it's over there. The Music Man that I have, that could quickly and quite easily be my number one if I was to gig right now, because that thing, it plays well and it's got a lot of tonal capabilities in it. Charles mentions my signature guitar. Well, there is that as well, but she's a bit of a one-trick pony. She's loud and obnoxious and loves the rockabilly and the country. Yeah,
you do like to rock out on that guitar, or at least you used to. I haven't seen you play that in a minute.
Well, I'm debating putting I got the new pickup to put in it. Maybe this is the week. No, it's not, because I got a rush job on a guitar project this week. Maybe next week I'll get that in. I don't know. Plus, I got to fix that fret on that guitar. That's one of the reasons I don't play it as much lately. That fret's been bugging. It needs another setup. The neck still moves a little bit on it, so from time to time. It's not old yet. I like old tellies. Michael Krause, what's up, my friend?
Unrelated, but did anybody watch the guitar collection that Caesar has from Gibson? Because holy shit.
Let's see. Other Left says, I know it's not popular, but I really like that new St. Vincent Custom, too. The St. Vincent, it's an interesting beast. I don't know what to make of it.
I liked, speaking of Music Man, I actually liked I think his name's Sergio, right? The dude from, God damn it, used to be in, God, my brain's not here. Da-da-da-da with a one-arm scissor. He was in that band. He was in Mars Volta. He has a pretty cool looking signature with Music Man.
Gotcha. Chris Thomas is asking what guitar you're playing. Oh, I know what I was going to mention. Did you see the new Foo Fighters video that dropped today?
I did not. I have been way too sick after this second shot. I'll have to look at it after this, though.
Looks like they're not technically called the Foo Fighters, which I didn't realize they have a keyboard player now.
They've had a keyboard player for 2 albums, dude.
Oh, well, yeah, that shows how up I am. But they looks like they're doing an album of cover tunes.
Oh yeah, I knew about that. But did they actually drop a video though?
Bee Gees, You Should Be Dancing.
Yeah, Raph has been in the band. He was
epic.
He's playing with them probably like 3 albums ago. He was on Wasting Light. He was on. Yeah, he was on. Actually, this is probably his 4th or 5th album now that I think about it, because they just released the record. They had Concrete and Gold. They had Wasting Light. They had Sonic Highways. He was on all of those, so that's 4 records right there that I know.
Yeah, never noticed. I will say, though, they do a great cover of a disco track. And
Omar is his name. I said Sergio. Yeah, it's Omar. He's got an awesome looking signature, and I love the color of it. I won't own a signature if it's not somebody that I like. Am I the only one that's like that? First off, I'd never owned a signature until I bought the J Mascis. And it's like, well, I will only buy a signature if it's somebody that I legit listen to and that I like, so that if somebody was like,
fuck that. If it's a cool guitar, buy it. I don't care.
Yeah, I always felt like, like that guy that wears a T-shirt of a band that he doesn't know shit about. Like, if I have a guitar and somebody asks me about it, like, oh, you like J Mascis? I'll be like, hell yeah, and I can list off all the guys.
Excuse me. But yes, I recommend everyone check out the Foo Fighters video. Even if you're not a fan of the Foo Fighters, even if you're not a fan of the Bee Gees, even if you're not a fan of disco, Aaron, they largely edited them out of the video, but there's a few shots of Pat Smear, and he does not look impressed to be playing Bee Gees. Not one fucking bit. He's just standing there just, oh my God, like even more than usual.
Well, he normally has that little this that I
Oh,
love.
there's none of that. He is. Chris is getting right in because he gets to do the delete. That's all Chris does. He's just standing there dancing like delete, delete. That's it. And Dave is singing in falsetto 99% of the time, obviously. And they have backup singers.
I would have expected, with it being the Bee Gees, I would have thought that Taylor would have done the vocals on it.
No, he was just busy grooving on the drums.
I was gonna say when they do like Queen songs live and stuff, Taylor comes out and
right.
They do a wicked version. They did a wicked version of Under Pressure. Taylor came out and did, I think he did Bowie's voice and then some dude from another band. Or no, he did Freddie's voice and the other dude did Bowie. But it was wicked.
Very cool. Mayhem says, my bucket list has James Hetfield's ESP Explorer and Dave Grohl's DG335. There you go. All right. Well, you can get them both.
Yeah, the DG335 is wicked. I've played that before. Andy did the rare but always awesome Pelham Blue. I mean, I love Pelham Blue.
Right.
But that's the reason that I love that's the other reason that I love the Chris Cornell, because I mean, who does that flat olive drab color with black? Oh, it looks so good.
Well, I noticed Chris was rocking his P90 telly.
Was he?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. Which I believe is his latest signature guitar, which was due out late last year, this year. I don't know, weird with delays and stuff, but I was like, welcome to the club, Chris. I've had a signature P90 telly for a few years now. Thank you very much.
I love that also in the Cornell one, he's got Filtertrons. Filtertrons are excellent.
John says, look at those Sammy Hagar pants. Now, come on now. They're shorts. Hell, Aaron's rocking part of the Ben Coombs collection himself. Yeah, see? Shorts.
These were Ben's shorts, and he left them here.
Yeah, I ran it a room. There we go. Oh, yeah, let's stand directly behind the chair. But, yeah, shorts.
Simon,
there's some white legs.
Multi-scale. I'm not a fan of, I mean, they work for some people, but I don't like headless guitars. I'm not big on fan frets.
Is multi-scale the same as fan fret?
Most of the time, yeah. I mean, it's depending on the company.
Because
I think fan fret is owned by. I think fan fret.
I've got a random memory of you handing me a fan fret guitar and said, "Here, check this out." And I went, "This is weird." Was that Sean's? Did Sean have the fan fret by the time we went over to his place?
There is a difference. Multi-scale is where it's like the length is different for like low string to high string. Fan fret, I think, is like the same string length for every string, but the frets are tilted. But
oh, there we go.
See,
fan fret and multi-scale is the same thing, but one company owns a trademark for fan fret.
Yeah, I thought fan fret was owned by.
Okay, and Sean didn't have his Ormsby yet when we were over at his place. I'm thinking I must have been at the NAMM show because you're like, here, have you ever played one of these? I'm like, no. And you're like, well, it'd be good for your channel if you ever played one, dumbass. And I'm like, all right. And then I tried playing Rockabilly on a fan fret, and it didn't go well.
Yeah. No, see, I used to think that fan fret was owned by Strandberg and multi-scale was everyone else. But then recently, I'm vaguely remembering that fan fret and multi-scale are different. Like multi-scale actually has different lengths for the strings. Like say it's 27 inches for the low E and then 25.5 by the high E. I'm going to verify that though.
Yeah, Sean loves that Ormsby. I don't know.
I like baritones.
Once I go down to D, I don't need to go any lower than D.
I don't like 7 strings though, because my hand, I severed the nerve in my finger right here. And on a 7 string, the board digs right into where the nerve ending is, and it just kills my finger. So
I'd have to massage the hell out of that neck for you to play a 7 string. I could get it so you could play a 7-string neck, but I'd have to massage it because I know what you need. You're like, how does this feel? I'm like, don't ask. Don't ask, and don't bend. For God's sakes, don't bend either of the E strings. For Christ's sake. They'll roll right off the edge.
Okay, so fan frets and multi-scale guitars. Okay, so my original thought is correct. What Sean said. Fan frets and multi-scale have the frets calculated angle to give each string a different scale length. Ooh.
Eddie's comment. Headless guitars are like headless people.
Interesting.
Scott Brockway says, if I need to play bass, I'll just play bass. Jarrett says, my favorite guitar that I own is a 2005 Zach Wild Les Paul Custom. Cool. Janice says, Dan Electro pretty much stays in tune. Yeah, that's what they do. They pretty much stay in tune. All right, see you, Gear Junkie 35. Headless guitars equals less mass equals less tone. Well, you know what my biggest problem with the headless guitar, Aaron, is? Where do you stick the cigarette while you're playing then?
Well, we don't smoke, but I just think they look weird.
Yeah, well, that too. I don't know. My sister asked me that question, and she's like, "Why would anybody play a headless guitar?" And I'm like, "I don't know." Other than I think back to when RJ played his headless guitar. I want to say touring with Ricky Martin, but he also used it playing. One of his more recent tours, he toured with a headless guitar because, as a headless guitar, it fit in the overhead.
Well, and he had a bad back. I remember watching those videos. His back was all jacked up, and between flying and carrying the damn thing through airports and everything, they're tiny and light. I mean, they're missing that much of a guitar.
Yeah, like if I'm going to play headless, I'm going Michael Krause's route. I'm going full-on EVH Steinberger with a trans trim.
I just would never go headless. I'll just say it. I've played a ton of them.
Ryan Quest says stick the cigarette behind your ear. But what if it's lit? You know, it depends. Like if there's fans on stage, you can smoke and play at the same time. I used to love the fact, we're playing outdoors, Aaron. I could smoke and play during the set, you know. And I'd be shirtless with the smoke hanging out of my mouth, much like Slash, except very pale and way worse. But if there was no breeze, you always end up getting an eye toke at least by the third verse. And that just sucked. On the other hand, our bass player loved playing outside in the key of A because he could play open strings the whole time and smoke away.
That's too goddamn funny. My bass player plays way too many notes.
And there we are. Stick it in your... I was waiting for that comment, John. Well, there we go. On that...
I was going to say, we're at the 9 o'clock, 9:04.
We are. Hello to Chad. Any parting words, brother man, as we hit the 2-hour mark?
Appreciate everyone coming and conversing. We had a lively chat, which is always a good thing.
We did.
Please remember to leave a thumbs up on this video for dear old Ben. Leave a comment. And if you have not and you feel like it, go over to our YouTube page, subscribe, leave a comment. I always comment back. And then we're on Instagram, Facebook, all that shit. So
Terry's been throwing the stuff in there. Thank you, Terry.
Terry's a bad man. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Charles. He says, just because.
Well,
thank you very much, my friend.
Just because.
So everyone should check out Fruitcake Tony's Halemville. They probably are going live any moment now. Or Metalhead Hippie. He's live now as well. Perfect. Check out either one of those channels. Both great channels. I'll be back tomorrow night with Canucks with Guitars featuring Terry 3 times and Bent Tom, assuming he still has a voice. And we'll do more live Q&A news. Nah. New pedal day? Doubtful. But we'll figure something out. Cheers. Rock on. As always, hold those doors open. Let that guy in ahead of you in traffic. Do good things, and good things will happen to you. Why? Because Doug's wife is real. Be good to each other. Cheers. Rock on. Hold the line, Aaron. Obviously. And then We'll see everybody tomorrow night. Well, no, don't hit the end button. Where's the outro? Oh, yeah, I played the outro at the start, so now we're going to have to pick. We'll just hit this one. Sure. Perfect. See ya.